Good morning. Namaste.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm a little doozy off in the clouds a little bit still because I'm coming out of mystery school, has been another great gift coming from Dr. Pillai and staff. And I'm so grateful because I actually got introduced to Dr. Pillai and all his programs in September of last year. And I connected so quickly with or related to what was being taught. And the way it came about, it was a friend of mine from San Diego who actually said, "Hey, I think you should check out these YouTubes. I think he might be your guru." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" Because she's someone that's also very intuitive. And I said, okay, I'll definitely check out the YouTubes. And one by one, whether it was the meditation or Tirunila Kantam, or just the different talks that you are on, Jay Radha, as well on YouTube, or his other students that have been with him a long time, like Mohini, I was just hooked. I mean, when I get hooked, I tend to watch everything and I want to learn everything. And so that's what I did. And it's a very appropriate that you named this new program, Shreem Brzee Immersion, because I believe that if you're going to decide and do something, you should definitely immerse yourself and just jump in head straight and then take it all in. And then of course share it. I think that's part of what I'm doing here is definitely sharing it because it has brought a lot of benefit to my life. And so I started learning 6 months ago. I started following the program, the instructions as best as possible. I have to admit, I haven't done every little check mark. But yes, I wrote down 7 months ago that I had to buy a car. So I'll give you one example because I actually have many. Because when we do enter the program, I think we get an overall well-rounded benefit in every aspect of our lives, not only financially, spiritually, but emotionally, psychically, you name it, health-wise too, So it's been just a whirlwind. So I'll give you one example on the financial side. What happened was 7 months ago, I already knew I had to prepare in getting a new car because I was on a lease. And I was stressing out a little bit because I had a lease and I'm in real estate. And I was already over my miles because I drive everywhere to show property or go to meetings. So I'm thinking, well, where's this new car going to come from? What I really, really want, and what I wrote down in my squares on Shreem Brzee, as writing down Shreem Brzee, was Model X Tesla. I thought, well, great for the environment, beautiful car. And so that's what I was imagining every day. And so when it came down to it, fast forward 6 months later, which was like just a month ago or so, actually almost a month ago, I'm thinking, okay, now's the time the lease is come due. What am I going to do? Well, before that, I actually did go to Tesla and I test drove it. Like Dr. Pillai and all you suggest, go test drive the car, go sit in it, go, feel yourself in it, feel like it's already yours. Well, I did that and it was fun. By the way, it's fun. You guys should go test drive cars because you can manifest things, right? So, I test drove the car. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And so then when we went over the numbers, I'm like, oh, this is not great. So the numbers didn't really pencil out for me, in particular in my budget. Although I was wishing for maybe selling a multi-million-dollar home out here in California, which could happen too. But for whatever reason, that just didn't pan out. However, as we're doing our practice and chanting and removing our karma with our limes and coconuts and so forth, and doing our remedies, other opportunities come our way too. And what happens too, we become more aware of those opportunities, and then the right people come together as well. And so I went to work, to my office, and I asked the accountant, I'm like, hey, by any chance, do you know how to get a good deal on a car, a good car? Perception is everything in my world, so I needed a good car. And he said, yeah, let me check around. Apparently I didn't know he was like an expert on internet, finding deals on the internet for cars, specifically BMW. And within a few hours, he had 3 cars for me. He goes, okay, how about this, or this? I'm like, wow. I'm like, well, one's out of state, the other one's within, and then one I liked in particular. So I went really quickly to the nearest BMW to test drive that type of model. And it was an X5. And I'm like, okay, it's a BMW X5. So, and I thought, okay, no problem. But then I also test drove the X6, which was a little bit out of my budget. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, the X6 is much nicer, right? I'm like, so I went back to him and I said, well, let's give it about a week to see what happens. I said, but I kind of like the X6 more. But again, the X5 was in the one within my budget. So a week went by. It was time to go get the car. I said, okay, so we made a meeting. Oh, and then within that time frame too, another coworker said, oh, you should check out this credit union who has very, very low rates. And I said, I wonder if I'll qualify, because in the past, I went through some losses, financial losses, which now I have reframed them as recycled. Recycle, because it went back to the universe, right? So it could come back to me a different way. And so I did. I went to the credit union because I needed a loan. Well, within minutes, they did a quick little pre-qualification, and I came out with, I think, above 800 FICO scores, which was a huge surprise to me. Huge surprise to me. So again, it's like so many different things happen. She qualified me right away for like the max loan amount if I wanted, and for a 1.99% interest rate, which was amazing as well, especially for those kind of cars. So I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And as I was doing the calculations, the payment was even lower than the lease that I was paying for. So, okay, went back to my friend and my coworker, and I said, okay, well, it's time to get the car. So can you just do another check to see if any other cars have come up? And lo and behold, he called me up. He goes, hey, we're going to Torrance. We're going to South Bay BMW in Torrance. I'm like, oh, what happened to the one we were going to go get? He goes, nope, this is a way better deal. So we went, and lo and behold, it was an X6, the one that I really liked. And remember how I told you guys that I wanted a Model X, right? Well, it's an X6. It may not be the Tesla, but it's still an X. And it's a beautiful car. I mean, it's truly a beautiful, beautiful car. I feel like a queen in there. And I can give my clients really good service because I'm sure they'll feel comfortable in there too. And I gave Jay Rada a ride the other day when we were at the Wealth Rising program in San Diego. So I hope you liked it.
Love it.
Yeah, and that's just one example, guys, but among the program or throughout the program, I've been getting free meals, whether it's beautiful lunches at beautiful places or beautiful dinners, or just people giving me gifts. And it's just been an abundance of gifts coming from all over. And the gift of being around Baba G was the most special of all, because within the program, I got to go to India right away. I mean, I was able to manifest a closing in my real estate that was able to pay for the program. So I took off to India. And if you guys really want to connect and feel deeply what it is to be within this program and the archetypes, and especially Babaji, Dr. Pillai, oh, go to India too. We have so many opportunities to connect in so many different ways. And I was having a little bit of trouble connecting with the archetypes because it was so new to me. And I said, okay, I have to go to India. I really, really immerse myself. And oh, what a gift. I cried when I was leaving. I did not want to leave that whole, just being there, being with the people that were there on the trip themselves, learning from all the different instructors and oh, Babaji, it's just so special. I can't describe it. It's just something that I recommend you all do if you have the chance and opportunity, or make it happen, because it's so special. And throughout this last 6 months, so many things have happened. So many things are changing in my life now. And I know everything is for the better. And I'm just so grateful. So thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing, Danisa. So I love your story because it's very accelerated, right? So you pretty much came into contact with Dr. Pillai and Shreem Brzee in September, joined the Wealth Rising program, kind of got yourself into a 6-month program. Then only 3 months in, you joined Mystery School. So you were able to manifest the funds to do that, which is a higher end program. Then went to India and now you're enjoying Mystery School, and you joined the next Shreem Brzee immersion. So and just continuing to see the prosperity blossom in your life. And like you said, and many other panelists said as well, it's an internal process. And that's what Dr. Pillai says. We go from an internal to an external manifestation. And so we have to kind of have that cleansing to occur before we can manifest outwardly. So thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure.